Well, the Academy did it again. They gathered in some fancy conference room in the hills and decided what they think sums up the year in film. And on nomination morning, we got the full menu. The expected frontrunners showed up, a couple of welcome surprises, and a few moments of, wait, what the hell did they just say? But once all the dust settled, these 10 Best Picture nominees, honestly, they're pretty damn strong. Let's rank them. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Garage. Gerald here with you, of course. You guys know the deal. Every year, I do a series of ranking videos when we finally get our Oscar nominations. This one, of course, is going to be for Best Picture, but I also do all the acting categories, which will be coming up in future videos. These are based purely on my enjoyment and my personal scores and affection for the films. We're going to start with the big boy of Best Picture on this video, and I'm going to be ranking from my number 10 to my number 1, just straight from my gut or my letterbox brain. This is not my winner prediction. That will be coming later, probably the week of the Oscars. So please remain calm and keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. If my number 10 is your number 1, I promise your coffee will still be hot for you tomorrow morning. Everything's okay. Also, I made sure when I wrote my brief script for each entry that I highlighted the things that worked for me, but also in an effort to not spoil the movie, so there will be no spoilers as these films are obviously very recent. Let's get into it. This is the one that maybe I fought with the most. Mostly the rhythm or the pacing. The early stretch feels like it's warming up forever, and I could feel myself waiting for the movie to really grab the wheel. However, once Jacob Elordi's creature becomes the center of gravity, it clicks into place pretty effortlessly, and the whole thing starts breathing on its own. And even when the visual effects land a little bit uneven, because they do, the craft work otherwise is ridiculous. The makeup is top tier, the production design has that gothic storybook texture, and the costuming is straight up awards bait, but in the best way. Guillermo del Toro does monsters like almost nobody else. He treats that creature part like it's the least interesting thing about them. It's the empathy first and that spectacle second. Even though this isn't my favorite nominee, I respect the hell out of the swing here. You know, Hamnet hit me in a way more layered than the marketing would have suggested. People are going to tag this movie as a grief film, and sure, there's grief within the bones of it. But what I responded to is how it turns that emotion into something tactile. Chloe Zhao specifically, she builds this quiet, elemental atmosphere where nature feels like part of the emotional language. She's really done that in all of her films. It's not the background scenery, it's the tangible texture of the story. Jessie Buckley, that performance, which is probably going to win the Oscar, is the anchor. It is controlled, deeply felt, and it never feels performed like she's trying to relay sadness for applause. The movie also has a really thoughtful relationship with art and how creation can be a form of survival when words stop working. It is a heavy film, but it was also strangely cathartic. Bugonia is classic early era Yorgos energy, at least for me. It's smaller, sharper, and in a weird way, that feels uncomfortably plausible. Like maybe you've met these people, you just didn't want to admit it. You ran into them at the grocery store. Emma Stone's corporate predator vibe is surgically funny, and Jesse Plemons plays that conspiracy-soaked working class paranoia with total commitment. He was actually the best performance in this film. I can't believe he never received a nomination. But what I liked is the film doesn't inflate itself. It stays grounded in uncomfortable rooms, awkward power dynamics, and social friction that feels lived in. The muted scope actually helps. It's less grand statement and more pressure cooker. And it turns a wild premise into something that scans as normal behavior in a broken world. This is also an actor's amusement park. And Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons have this thing open all night, 24/7. It is a banger. I haven't seen quite yet, but this one's probably going to get branded as that Oscar villain this year, and I get it. It's big, glossy, crowd-friendly, the kind of nominee that people are checking their phones at Starbucks and giving it the side eye. But here's the truth. It ruled as a theater experience, full stop, period. The craft is dialed in. Camera placement, sound design, of course the editing, the sense of speed and risk, which is also built into the story. It's engineered to hit your nervous system, and it does. Yeah, it's got some cornball dad joke energy, but guess what? I'm fine with all that, of course, if you know me. There's also an emotional current about aging, legacy, and needing one more reason to matter. It's not pretending to be a dissertation, and it's not the most important movie in the lineup, but it is one of the best made popcorn rides in this 10, easily. And I'm not going to apologize for that, and the movie shouldn't either. This is the one that sent me down a rabbit hole post-watch. You know, Brazilian cinema in general keeps coming with this heat. There's craft, conviction, and the sense that those stories that we're watching are plugged into a real national pulse. The period detail is fascinating, even though it's painful to watch at times. It doesn't just set the film in the 1970s era of dictatorship in Brazil. It makes that reality feel like an invisible hand on every conversation and every choice. And Wagner Moura is doing unbelievable work here. People are going to talk about dual roles, and they really have all season elsewhere, and rightfully so in most cases. But Moura is doing something just as demanding here. He's shifting masks depending on who he's around, what he needs, what he's hiding. Underneath all that tension, it's just a father story. It's a man trying to build safety for his kid in a time that is designed to crush safety. That's the emotional hook, and it landed for me. Ryan Coogler makes a movie that feels like it should fall apart under its own ambition, and then he makes it look effortless. The tone shifting is the magic trick. Sinners moves through multiple genres like it owns them. There's a historical weight, music-driven electricity, but then you'll be in a full period vampire territory before you've even had time to adjust. And the reason it works is because of that control. The filmmaking has swagger, but it is never sloppy. And the ensemble in this movie is cooking. Michael B. Jordan is doing Smoke and Stack, twins, and he gives the whole thing a twin engine with momentum. It's very stylish, it's scary, it's funny, and it has real heart under that spectacle. Also, this movie has top-notch replay value. That box office return doesn't keep growing for nothing. It plays like an event, and it has earned that label. I gotta tell you, this one quietly destroyed me. It's basically a biopic about a nobody, but in the best way. Robert's just a regular person living a life that won't make a headline, but the movie treats him like he's worthy of one. Joel Edgerton is phenomenal because he doesn't overplay this character. He brings this steady internal strength, like the performance is happening behind the eyes, not in those grand speeches or dramatic moments. And the cinematography, holy shit, it is some of the most striking imagery that I've seen maybe in a decade, perhaps rivaled by films like Sinners or Nickel Boys recently. It's not flashy for the sake of it, it's more like these frames are preserving a life that would otherwise be erased. What I loved is how it captures the friction between the dream of stability and the reality of living. Losses will arrive uninvited. Tragedy shows up without a clean lesson. It's tender, it's brutal, and it is deeply human. Along with my previous entry, Sinners, this one feels like it's going to be one of the signature films of the year. PTA is in full reinvention mode, again, and it's thrilling to watch him do it. What hit me is how immediate this one feels. The movie has this real, it's happening right now energy, like it's tuned into the present moment, even if it comes from decades old source material. And it's entertaining as hell. There's intrigue, humor, danger, sexiness. It's packed, but it's coherent. The ensemble is fucking locked in. Nobody feels like they're chasing a spotlight. But Chase Infinity as Willa, that is the performance that kept grabbing me. She has that rare ability to tilt a scene without forcing it. Her snub in the acting category on Oscars morning was one of the more heartbreaking for me. But this movie is going to age extremely well. I can already feel that classic or all-time tag being added to conversations in the future. This is the one that feels like it's about family and cinema all at the same time. Like they're inseparable. It has a warmth to it, but it also carries real gravity. Stellan Skarsgård plays this aging director, and the story orbits him and his two daughters, who are both tied to the industry, particularly acting, in different ways. What I loved is how it explores the emotional debris that families inherit, especially when history is heavy, war might leave residue, and when mental health fractures don't politely resolve. Their performances are stacked across the board, all of these actors getting mentioned on the award circuit, including the Academy Awards, which is crazy. I love it. Obviously, Stellan Skarsgård, Renate Ransva, and Elle Fanning are turning in probably their best work of their careers. And newcomer, at least here in the States, Inga Ibsdottir Lilius, comes in with a fearless, scene-stealing confidence. It's intimate, but it's not small. It's thoughtful, but it's also clinical. And it left me sitting there in contemplation after it ends, which is always a good sign. Well, if you've been keeping score, you know what my number one is. And I'll just start by saying the Safdie brothers, of course this is Josh solo, but they have mastered this particular flavor of cinema, right? Movies that feel like your pulse is sprinting. Marty Supreme takes that energy and then drops it into a sports story in post-war New York in the 1950s and detonates the bomb. And the bomb is Timothée Chalamet. The movie is restless, but in the best way. The pacing has that don't you dare blink or go to the bathroom propulsion, and the period detail is precise, that grit, the costumes, the cadence of the world around us. Chalamet goes all in here. And what's so satisfying is the performance is intentionally imperfect, like the character's flaws are the rhythm of the whole story. It's mesmerizing. And I will also say Odessa A. Zion shows up with a full star arrival moment. She nearly steals the entire movie. When you're watching this one, you're going to be cheering and booing, laughing and wincing, sometimes back to back to back to back. It is chaos with craft, and it is my highest rated film among this year's Best Picture nominees. Well, there you go, guys. You can look forward to 2 future videos at least. I might do more depending on how quickly I get through them, but I will be ranking all of the supporting acting performances, all 10 of them, and I will also rank all 10 of the lead acting performances. I might do director, of course that would only be 5, and maybe I'll dive into some of the tech categories as well. If you guys want to see that, just let me know, and I can throw those rankings together, write some scripts for them, and put them up on the channel for you. So don't forget about channel memberships. They are open for as little as a couple bucks a month. You can help me keep the lights on out here. This one right here, and these behind me. They'll all stay on thanks to you. You also get a ton of perks, including custom emotes, your own personal badge, and after 1 year of membership, you actually get an Academy Award badge next to your name in the comments section and on live streams. I do a giveaway once a month for a movie for my members. All kinds of stuff. If you're interested, just click join down below, and you can read all about it. We just crossed over 50 members on the channel. You guys are the best. To my current members, I can't thank you enough. And don't forget, follow me over on the Award Expert app if you are an award season junkie like me. And I'm also on Letterboxd and pretty much all of my socials at the Awards Garage. And I will see you guys out here very, very soon talking probably something to do with award season in the garage.